Everyone, how's it going? And welcome back to the channel. So here is my year-end at least sanctioned review of all the tournaments I played and everything like that. So I haven't really went over too much. I kind of went over it in the last video, but I told you I was going to make an actual video really breaking down what happened this season, maybe a little bit plans for next season, and then just take you through, just a recap, essentially. Okay, there's a really bad glare here off of this window, but we'll live with it. All right, so I started off this year um, pretty early. So I did what I don't usually do and went down to Texas in March. I was coming off of a back injury at the end of last year, Maple Hill, being 2021, where I pretty much had to, my back was screwed up, essentially drove 18 hours straight home, just thumbs down. Bad stuff. So that's how I ended the year before. And this year was weird. I ran Winter League. My back started getting a little better. I played a doubles tournament late last year in October, maybe November actually. Played a doubles tournament last year in November, and I actually got it feeling okay where I could throw hyzer flips again. I took about a month off of disc golf total. I just ice fishing. That's pretty much it. And I thought I'd be good, because I was already good prior to that. So then I pretty much found out my injury came back. Um, Throwing a disc and the way you decompress on your SI joint, your lower back, it kind of just I just look at it like this, and when I lift up, it kind of stretches out and comes back. Like it's like rolling around or like lifting. So in disc golf, when I hyzer flip, it actually lifts and turns. And I found out, if I don't keep that nice, and I was stretching every day at the gym and stuff. It's crazy. So whatever the reason was, I wasn't using the same kind of body rotation. So it came back when I went down to Texas, and it was not good. I could not throw a hyzer flip. I putted poorly. It was very windy and cold. Like everything was kind of against me there, but that still doesn't excuse. I think I only beat like 14 people, maybe. It was not a good tournament. Worst DGPT I've ever played. Then we move on to the Bash at Wildlife. I was in kind of like a putter crisis at the time, which is funny because this will come back full circle. So the Bash at Wildlife, I got fourth place. I might as well click into these tournaments too. I'm not sure if they'll pop them on the screen, but whatever. I played a C tier next, and what did I shoot? So I shot 62-60. I think that finished me -2. So the par must have been 62. So I essentially putted with pilots this day, and it was also cold again, and firm pilots. I played an unsanctioned tournament the week prior. The pilots were working great. They're so low profile though. So what ended up happening in this tournament, I missed like 8 circle one putts round one, and I still found myself in the tournament. I mean, I think I was in the lead card in third place, still in the tournament, missing 7 or 8 circle one putts. Absolutely inexcusable. You cannot miss putts like that, obviously. Next round, I did throw as well off the tee, and I putted with my ions, and then I actually shot 2 down. And all right, then we played the Kennel Lake Spring Opener. This tournament was ridiculous. So I got started out hot and shot a 52. I think it was 1044. It dropped down to 1037. So a 1037 rated first round, 52. It was a windy day, whatever. I think I had a 4-stroke lead. I did 4-stroke lead going into round 2. I felt very solid. I wasn't going to push the issue. I was just going to accept it and hopefully take down the win. So round 2, I started feeling kind of ill a little bit. And I was kind of sick going into this tournament, but then the rain and the cold kind of got me a bit. Going into round 2, 4-stroke lead, comes down the stretch. We go back and forth. I think after 9, I was only up 1. Kind of go downhill, come back. It turns out on hole 16, I hit a clutch putt to go 1 up. 17 at Kennel Lake is a hyzer over a lake and a hyzer over a cove of the lake after. I threw a disc, just a nitro, stock new nitro. Didn't throw it hard enough, hit the bushes, went OB. Threw my next drive inbounds off the tee, re-teed for 3. Hit the cage, almost threw in for par. And I think the next competitor I was 1 up on ended up parring it. So we were tied going into 18. And it was like one of those situations where, all right, who wants it more? I tried to get very aggressive off the tee, hit a tree, drop down. Tried to get even more aggressive because I thought this person was going to go for it. They chose not to go for it. Hit a tree, drop down again. They hit a tree. I mean, this is like unbelievable scenario here. Hit the tree. It's rolling straight up. The slope down by the end of the landing zone on 18 at Kennel is just a straight hill. A driver is vertical rolling. Sorry, my hands rolling straight down the hill. I'm thinking he's going OB for sure. There is a bush or a vine holding his disc, like just on the outside, wedging it between the vine and the water. So he's in bounds. Just craziness. So I ended up losing that tournament because he got up and down. I ended up losing by 1 stroke. Yep. And we were 3 clear of the field. So we had all that mishap on 18 and still cleared the field by 3. So after that tournament, I mean, I was very disappointed. I think I took a little bit of a break here, a 2-week break or so. I played another little like flex warm-up tournament type thing at Kennel Lake, and it got me again. I think on the last hole there was like a 3-way tie or 4-way tie for the lead, and I tried to get really aggressive because I pretty much messed up a shot and told myself, I'm either going to win or lose. I kind of had the Paul McBeth mentality. I only get to have those mentalities in flex tournaments, not at like DGPTs, of course, but not a good showing there. So then fast forward to 2 weeks later, I go play the iOS Northwood Open. This was a fantastic tournament. So round 1, we played blues. Starting hole 6 at Northwood Blues. So just a hyzer after the par 3 or 4, the signature hole at Northwood. So I birdied 6, birdied 7, birdied 8, birdied 9. I accidentally talked to Siri there. So I birdied 6, 7, 8, 9. I missed 10. So birdieing those first 4 holes and missing 10 is kind of weird. And then I had an eagle putt on 11 that I just caged. Got 12, got 13. Whatever the case was, I think I birdied 7 of the first 8 holes. Then I double bogeyed. I can't believe I remember all this too. I double bogeyed hole 15, birdied 16. 17 is a question mark, but I definitely birdied 18. I guess I can click view hole scores if I want to get really into this. So I think I birdied that. Here we are. I'll just look. I promise you I wasn't cheating before. Now I actually am looking. So yeah, birdied 6, 7, 8, 9, parred 10, birdied 11, 12, 13, missed 14, doubled. I guess it counted 15 as a par 4, so I only bogeyed it. Oh yeah, then I birdied 16, bogeyed 17, birdied 18. And then I double bogeyed hole 1. I took a 5. But then I birdied 2, 3, 4. And hole 5, I remember very well what happened here. So hole 5, I essentially threw a bad drive, and I was just short. I hit an early tree, threw up, landed to the right of the walking path, threw a grenade over the top of everything, hit a tree, dropped down to 40, and hit the putt to tie for the hot round. It was like 10-20 or so. Tie for the hot round, going into round 2 at Northwood Black. You never know what's going to happen. Fast forward through 9 holes. I have a 5-stroke lead on anybody. And it was crazy because the person that was in second at the time was rated like 940. And I don't like to be this way, but I was just assuming that they would probably mess up a little bit in the back 9 and let me kind of edge them. Totally happened. But then shout out to Jonah from the Quad Cities area. This man went nuts on the back 9. I think he birdied 10, 11, and parred 12 in a row. On black, that's insane. So, go down the stretch. A little bit of misfortune. I wasn't making birdie putts. We get down to the very last hole. We're tied. Jonah misses a 40-footer. I just lay up and tap in for us to go to playoff hole. Pretty much on that playoff hole, he made an error first. I just threw a flippy fairway driver on hole 1, and I just got my par. So I won that tournament. And I think my round ratings were something like, we averaged like 10-15. That was a good, solid tournament. After that, I went and played the Rumble. And God, guys, the Rumble and me just have a very interesting relationship. Camden, too. I just cannot play that tournament. Like, it's either just like pure hit or pure miss. There's no in between. So round one, I think I shot 4 down at Camden. It put me in an okay-ish spot. Round two, we played Westlake, and I busted out a 1050. So I went from, I don't know, not good to chase card. So I've been on the chase card, or I don't think I've been on the lead card yet. I've been on the chase card for the Rumble like 3 or 4 times going into the last day. And once again, I just had a very frustrating round where I was scrambling the whole round, taking bogeys. Um, I shot even, and I aced hole 10, got a big ace pot, and then hole 11, I missed like a 25-footer to go to 1 down. But guys, I should be shooting like 7 down or more at Cam 2 every round. I don't know what it is about that place. I just can't figure it out. Ended up finishing in 20th place, so not too great. Next one is like the most special tournament to me, the Tim Martin Memorial. So Tim and Scott Martin, just a quick thing, they're from our area, both AM champs, 91 and 92, I believe. Scott ended up finishing in the top 5 at Worlds and USDGC at least 3 to 5 times each, and just a 1040 rated left-hander. Like you just don't see that really now. But yeah, so like a 1040 rated left-handed player, big in the early to late 90s and early 2000s. So these brothers were fantastic for our disc golf scene and just truly need to be recognized for their greatness. Unfortunately, Tim passed away, so Scott wanted to have a tournament in his honor. So I played this tournament at McNaughton. We played the normal McNaughton longs first. I'll just click on it and see what's up here. Oh, we played some 10 poles too. I forgot. So 21 hole layout. I think I shot a 50 on the longs. And then I think, 50 on the longs and with the 10 poles. I pretty much just shredded. I shot 1050. I ended up starting on hole 5. I birdied 5. I parred 6, parred 7, parred 8. Birdied 9. I birdied 10. I birdied 12. And 12's birdie was sick. If you ever played the long tee at McNaughton, it's a crazy shot. Dawson Selling playing with me, I literally told him how to throw the shot, and he replicated my shot, and we both were parked. It was sick. I birdied 14, 15, 15A. I bogeyed 15B, birdied 15C, 16C. Or 16, not 16C. And then on 17, 18, I parred both of them, and I had amazing drives, so I literally just dropped the ball on them. Parred hole 1, parred hole 2, and hit like a 70-foot putt on hole 3 to finish. So that led me with a 1050 round number 1. Round number 2, we played shorts. And the shorts are just like, hey, go get them. They're right there in front of you. Started on 1, I birdied 1. I was feeling kind of uncomfortable. Parred 2 and 3 off the shorts. Ooh, that's not good. Birdied 4, 5, 6. Okay, nice bounce back. Then I bogeyed 7. At this point, I had a very comfortable lead. I wasn't really stressing it. Birdied 8, missed 9. Another just 6 and 9 are so easy at McNaughton. You can't be. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop my watch from talking to me. Birdied 10, missed 11 and 12, bogeyed 13. No, it should not happen, but we don't need to get into that. I 2'd 14. I parred the first 2. I parred 15, parred 15A, birdied the next 2 10 holes, parred 16, birdied 17, and parred 18 to win the tournament by 3 strokes. So to do that in in Tim's honor, that felt really nice. Made me happy. So after that tournament, I was doing payouts at the shop for Johnny, helping out. I started to feel a little something right here, and I was like, man, that's weird. Why does that burn? Actually, it was kind of like right here. But I was like, why does that burn? It feels like there's like a zit or something in my head. Something happened, This feels very uncomfortable and not normal. Turns out, 2 days later, we find out something's up, Then fast forward to 4 days later, and I get all these lovely scars because I got shingles that week. So I think that definitely took me out a little bit. Yeah, June there was really nothing in with shingles and all that. I mean, it probably took me like 2 to 3 weeks to get kind of like back to feeling pretty good again. So didn't play a tournament until July 2nd. I played the Greater Peoria Open. The Greater Peoria Open, I played the same course, McNaughton. I think I started out with a 9 down off the longs, which is not quite as good as my other round, but still pretty solid. Then I went and played Northwood Black and got absolutely clapped. I think I shot 8 up or something. It was not good. And it was really bad. I shot 75, so I shot 7 over. But the round 2 was not the sauce. It was bad. After that tournament, I played the Camp Point Challenge. It's a B tier down in Camp Point, Illinois. Okay. This course, I was so excited to play it. Park style course, road running through it. There's a little lake that comes into play on maybe 2 holes. I mean, a pretty park, honestly, a pretty park. Here's my beef with this issue. And I don't even remember who I think Chase Gordon was the TD. So there were these what do I call these? Like telephone, like short telephone pole kind of things, just post, if you will. And they had, and my cats are fighting, so please ignore them. So there was these little post type deals that had cables on them running down the fairways. These made the holes super sick and tight. It was kind of like a USDGC style thing. Hey, stop. So it's kind of like a USDGC kind of thing. And I was excited because it probably made the fairways, let's say 40 feet wide instead of if there's no out of bounds besides the road and whatever else, 150 feet wide. So very precise disc golf. I was so excited because the ratings were going to be amazing for this event. And there's a pro tip. Anytime there's roped off things or tight OB, the field is going to vary so much that the propagators are going to really help the rating, especially if there's MA3, MA4, whoever, lower AM divisions playing in the same layout as advanced and open. It's going to make the ratings awesome. And same thing, if you play in those divisions and you are lower rated, or if you play in these tournaments and you are lower rated, just chop the holes up. Don't really be aggressive. Just throw your comfortable shot, and stay in bounds, and your rating will also be very high. So I was assuming this was going to be the case in this scenario. However, they announced before the tournament that they said that right before we started the round, none of that's OB, only road and water. That blew my mind. Because, I mean, my card probably had 7 or 8 of those OBs. And I only had one personally on hole 17. And I would have been a tap in for a par had I been OB per se. So that really bummed me out. First round, I ended up having hot round. Pretty much it. Came down to the very wire on hole number 15. Double Mando. I freaking yanked my shot right of the Mando. You know what? Here's one of my sidearms. I had to throw a sidearm from a drop zone as hard as I could and hit a 60-footer to par it. So then all I had to do was go birdie, birdie, par, or any rendition of 2 birdies in the last 3 holes. And I ended up going par, birdie, par. So I ended up essentially I just needed to get another birdie. We would have been good. Shout out to Josh for throwing one in on the last hole because he really did, and it was nasty. That's how he won the tournament. Because Tad was actually parked for birdie to send it to a playoff. So I guess hypothetically I needed to go birdie, 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 but if I just got one more birdie, excluding James Conrad occurrences, which is what happened, I should have been in a 3-way playoff for the lead. But my bad, I didn't score. Whatever. All right, so then I played a Ledgestone Flex event and got 2nd place. And I took a 6, just long story short, took a 6 on hole 18 at Megiddo after having a clean drive. We had a heat advisory that day. It was 105. I was rock climbing chalk my heart out. And then I found out very quick life lesson. You cannot finesse soft grip rock chalk with putters because they will slip out of your hand. All right, next I played the Lake Eureka preview event. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't even remember what happened in this tournament. Whole bunch of nothing good, though. I shot 66. I mean, that's not terrible. Was that even rated? It was over my rating. Got a little bit of payout. Didn't do well there. So that was at the Eureka Temp. And next we have the Northwood Black Flex. This one I actually shot a good round. I think I shot 1 up or even. Yeah, Canute. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He's a solid player. Canute ended up shooting a 68, and I shot a 70. I was definitely forcing the issue on the last hole, trying to get that birdie to tie him, but it was still enough to edge out Mr. Adrian. I think that round was rated like 10-15 or something. 10-12. Not bad. I normally kill these flex events and win some of them, but not this year. And next we go to the DGPT event. So I think I started out pretty good in round one. I think I shot like a 3 down or something. There's so many people in this event, so I need to scroll into my name, which honestly isn't that bad. But all right, so round number one, I shot 3 down, 10-31 at Lake Eureka. Round number two, I shot a 72. I think that's 4 over at Northwood Black, 10-01. And then the last round, I shot 74, 991. Biggest takeaways from this tournament, I putted extremely well. I threw the disc okay. The pretty much dagger in this whole tournament for me was hole 12. I took a 10 round two, and I took a 10 and still shot 1,000 round, which I can't say or thought I'd ever say in my life. Going into that hole, I believe I was 1 down, and coming out of that hole, I was 4 over, just like that. And then I proceeded to birdie 14. Let's see, 14. 13, 15. I think 16 and 18. So I did that to, yeah, did pretty well there. I'm not going to be that mad about that round. It just came down to the wire, and I had a chance. I pretty much, when I was on hole, I hit a jumper to save par on 11, 12, and bogey on 13. 14, I did pretty well off the tee, got around, ended up taking a double because I missed a putt from like literally just outside the bullseye. And then on the next hole, 15, the one with the big ravine on the left, I pretty much got out of position a little bit off the tee, and I could have parred it, no problem, but I thought I needed the birdie because I thought the cut line would be 3 up. I ended up kicking a tree, going OB, saving my bogey, and still, believe it or not, I had a chance. I just had to birdie 2 of the 3 remaining holes. However, I kind of I thought the cut line was 3, not 4, so I think I finished 6th and missed the cut by 2 strokes, unfortunately. So after Ledgestone, yeah, I didn't end up cashing, didn't miss it by much. I went to the Forsyth Decatur Open. Decatur and I have an interesting relationship. I do play really well at Nelson, but I think everybody should play well at Nelson, kind of thing. And then Forsyth has these new tees. The trees are starting to grow in. It's becoming very, very much a giant forehand dominant tournament. And if you look at the leaderboard at the tournament, you'll kind of notice that it's a very common thing. So round one, I shoot a 54, and the hot round's a 50, which is fine. I think I'm in second or third card. There's only 15 people, and this is an A tier. So the next round, I shot a 45, which ended up being 2 off the hot round. Moved me up quite a bit, and that's at a different course. So then round 3, I ended up shooting a 55, so 1 worse than round 1. And that doesn't do it justice because I was actually kind of shredding round 3, I'm sorry. I parred 1. I parred birdied. No, I parred 1, 2, 3, birdied 4, birdied 5, parred 6, parred 7, birdied 8. Bogeyed 9, trying to go for it. I don't know why I tried to go for it, but I did. I was 3 down. I'm like, yeah, let's get to 4 down. Then I birdied 10, birdied 11 with a crazy putt, now that I think about it. Part 11, birdied 12, parred 13, parred 14, parred 15, birdied 16, birdied 17. So at that point, I'm thinking, yeah, we're about to shoot hot. I had solo 3rd place if I birdied 2nd place. And then I went ahead and hit first available on the last hole, kicked to the right, tried to get aggressive, dropped in the fairway, laid it up, took a 5, I think, or a 6, 5 or 6. Ended up with solo 5th place. That was a painful one because I lost a big chunk of money. Like, I think I probably lost, I got paid out 442. I lost like $700. No, not quite 700. But yeah. Probably with bonuses and things in the end from all my sponsors, it probably ended up being like $600 mistake. It was not good. So there is my year. How do I feel about it? Okay. Not bad. Not good. Definitely not great. Okay, so not, it's not what I'm looking for. I love to win, obviously. That's why I do this. I love disc golf, but even more than disc golf, I love to win. Competition is what really drives me. Um, it's the backbone to everything I do. It's the motivator. It's just the greatest motivator you could possibly ever have is winning and just competing. So I won 2 tournaments, which is great. I managed to somehow stay at a 4-digit rating. So what ended up happening too after Forsyth, my left knee has been kind of weird. It's actually feeling pretty good now because I've taken about 2 weeks off disc golf as I've started that new job. I've been playing pickleball a lot. I've been sick this past couple days, so I haven't played any. But yeah, I pretty much I need to put more time and more effort into these tournaments. I think like go out and play a couple practice rounds even when they're a local tournament, or just just go out and give it a little more time and stuff. I'll be honest with you guys, working this new job is going to be tough at first to get my scheduling figured out. However, that's no excuse. I can still do it. I still have enough time, especially when it gets warmer and it stays light longer. I get off at 4 o'clock every day, so it'll be okay. So my goal for next year, I would love to get 4 wins. That's going to be just a benchmark. 4 wins next year. That'd give me to 40 total wins. I would love my pricing to be over 5K. I don't know if I'm gonna like nickel and dime this season or if I'm gonna look for a big approach. I definitely would imagine I play about 5 A-tiers. I'm usually good for that a year. 5 A-tiers or so, depending on the work schedule and what tournaments or what days. If I have to, like, if I can go up a week before, give it some practice, and then go travel for the tournament, just play Saturday, Sunday. If there's 2-day A-tiers, that'd be primo. I will definitely play a couple big events next year. That's another reason why this 1,000 rating means so much to me, because I need to be able to register for the premier tournaments. And yeah, so that's my goals. My rating, I'm not so much worried about it anymore, like I was before. Obviously, 1,000 is what I want, but anywhere around 1,000 fluctuates. I'd say 992 to 1008. That's my spectrum there. I don't think I necessarily need to be rated. I mean, I think being rated about 1020 might be a little out of the picture right now. I think that could change. I'm 31 years old. I seem to find different aspects of my game that I can get better at from time to time. But that's pretty much my outlook, guys. This video is probably long as hell. My current live timer right now is at 32 minutes. But yeah, this season probably ranks among the like middle of the pack of my season. 14 tournaments for 2,600 isn't. I don't know what the average is on that. Let's see. 100 per tournament would be 1,400. So I don't know. Not great, but it's also not bad. We can build off of this. Got to work on keeping myself healthy, making sure I'm not injury prone, and most of all, make sure my mental game is right where it needs to be. So guys, thanks always for watching. Thanks to my sponsors, MVP, Plastic X, and Paragon, and I will see you in the next one.